I'm getting slightly hotter and spinning more chaotically out of control as the years pass. I look younger now. But yeah,
so what's the secret to getting hotter and then spinning chaotically out of
skincare,
control?
supplements, Botox and trauma.
Oh, wow.
So it's a 4-step process. It's really
I
important.
love that. I feel like you're already my virtual bestie.
I love it.
And
yeah,
we've only just
best friends immediately.
Yeah, we're like black t-shirts, white branding, headphones. Obviously, my headphones aren't quite as cool as yours.
Yeah, no one's got.
Can we talk about the headphones?
You can. These are not mine. Surprisingly, these are my 19-year-old son's. So when he set me up for this, he's like, you can't wear boring, like, you need to wear my cool ones. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. They do go with my brand. They look like something I would choose to own. So
Yeah, I almost feel like we should have started with like, oh, right, cool. So do you sell those headphones? Because like, I feel like it was like so on brand with you that
they do look like
when you
thing.
came on the video, I was like, oh, wow. Okay, cool. Product placement. I like it.
Yeah, no, this was not my aesthetic choice. This is what happens when you have creative teenagers.
Nice. I love that. I love that. I'm guessing they get their creativity from you then, do they?
Yes, we are all a neuro-spicy creative bunch of nerds. So I'm in marketing, creation, social media. My youngest son does voiceovers. My eldest son is in animation. So we're just a mix of watch this, look at this. What do you think of that? That's
Oh,
just the three of
wow.
us. Yeah.
So do you send memes to each other all the time?
Oh, they like to ignore me. The family chat's on mute, which is called the Katy Appreciation Group. So I think that has something to do with it. So
Wow.
I'll send that and they're like, boomer.
I send memes to everyone and like no one really sends them to me. And I can't work out if I've just got a problem or no one thinks what I like is funny. Because it's
No,
normally
I
fun.
do.
It's normally funny stuff or a patio install on TikTok.
That's how
and I'm
me and
like,
my friends communicate. We will go
yeah.
weeks without saying words and just send that lol. That's just our love language, memes and reels. When I see people in real life, because I make content and I live in a small town, so people see me and they go, ah, you. Like we've never actually met in real life, but they've watched my reels and content. And then I get people who find my friends. I had one instance where one of my best friend's colleagues was like, there was a conversation and my friend said about virtual bestie and her colleague went, oh, like the girl on TikTok. And Emma went, no, my real friend. And she went, no, but you know what I mean? The girl and the funny videos and she's single. And Emma's like, no, that's literally her. And this girl's like, no. Like she's got a decent following. She's like, Emma's like, no, that's literally who I'm talking about.
Nice.
This random colleague of hers in London followed me. My son's friends all think I'm hilarious. My son's not so much.
No, obviously not.
They think I'm brilliant.
To be fair, my daughter thinks I'm not funny. But I'm sure her friends probably think I'm funny.
Yeah, my teenage friends like they think I'm hilarious. They're always commenting on my videos, and my sons are like, "Off she goes."
So, how did you become a virtual bestie? Because as soon as you said to me virtual bestie, I genuinely would say pre-2019. Sorry, pre-2019. I don't think I had any virtual besties, but now I feel like I've got loads.
Yeah, and that's kind of where it came from. So I've been in social selling for like 12 years and I was a very different person. And I've gone through some really crappy stuff in my life, no different to a lot of people, but a relationship breakup, figuring out life on myself. And through my internet, my socials, creating content, I've kind of developed my best friends. And so when I was going through a really rubbishy, dark period, I was like, I could sit and wallow, or I could kind of turn up more so for the people that need a mate on the internet, talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the chaotic, and just be that friend that you go, oh, where's she going? Like when I drag my friends into making content. And so it kind of came from a place of, that's what I need. I need someone on social media that just makes me laugh. And whether I've met them or not, I'm like, I like her. She's a bit of me. And it's just kind of evolved from there. I love just making people laugh with either dating stuff or life stuff or ADHD stuff or just what's going on. And I do it very raw and I'm very honest. My friend jokes, I'm like the girl Prince Harry of social media because I will tell you all, I overshare
I love that.
everything, but that's what a friend does, and
But
I
sharing
think
is caring, right?
it is, and social media can be a real edited place where everything is fake, and I'm on a mission to undo that, where I will absolutely go live without any makeup at all, as much as I can with all the glam on, and if I'm having a rubbish day, I'll talk about it, and I did last year. I had a really bad mental health breakdown, and I was in bed for 6 weeks, and I shared it,
Wow.
not to make people feel sorry for me, to be like, this is the reality of life. And sometimes the biggest, brightest people who are the they laugh the loudest, they're the ones that struggle. So that's kind of where this mission came from. And I'm on a mission to make 1 million virtual best friends.
Do you know what? I love that because I massively have been through a similar kind of journey myself over the years, and recently started reading Boys Don't Cry by Jamie. Is it Jamie Lang who was in Made in
Yeah, I've heard
Chelsea?
that's amazing.
And then I will. I've been a secret Busted fan for a really long time, but don't
Now
tell
we're
anyone. Right,
obviously best friends.
right. But I've been a Charlie Simpson fan, obviously because of Fight Star, great band.
Yes.
But then I secretly love Busted, so yeah.
They're elite.
I've probably got friends of mine that just wouldn't even talk to me if I. It's a bit like if I told you I like Nickelback as well. It's
Yeah.
like, do you know what I mean? Anyway, Matt Willis as well, similar kind of guy, talking about it, making it real. And I love that there is that platform for this openness for sharing, because I guarantee you have probably brightened someone's day multiple times,
I hope so.
and someone has probably gone, actually, do you know what? Yeah, I feel a bit fucking shit today, and she told me she felt shit too, and actually, do you know what? That makes it all right.
Yeah, there's one thing to see these lovely Pinterest, Instagram perfect, glamorous girls, but I'm like, dude, my cat's been sick 10 times. My bins are overflowing. There's a pile of laundry over there that you cannot see. This is my life. And so there's no point pretending. I've too much ADHD to filter and edit myself. And I realized that years ago. And if I wanted to show up intentionally online, I just had to go, here I am.
It's funny you say this is my life, because I think we're about similar sort of age. But do you remember that TV program was like this is your life with
The Red Book. Yeah.
Yeah, the Big Red Book, and it was like, this is the book of perfection.
Yeah. These are all the people that really like you and come to say nice things. I would have the reverse. I would have people lining up to say the opposite because I irk people, and I have lent into that as well because I'm very much Marmite. I know that because I am outgoing and I'm unbothered what
Yeah,
people think, and especially living in a small town, that really rubs people up the wrong way.
yeah,
So I'm the anti that. I'm like, I'm here to be annoying because I'm for you, you'll get me. And if you
yeah,
think I'm too much, then that's cool too.
yeah. Exactly. Because we can't all like the same cake,
Hmm.
can we? Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Even people are annoyed by vanilla. Do you know what I mean?
I know, right? Exactly. So tell me then, where does that all come from for you? Where do you get that energy from? Because some people might say like it's an act to like as a facade to kind of cover up. But do you like, where does that energy come from for you? Because I instantly, when we first chatted, I was like, fucking hell, she's like, it feels like a bit of a female version of me, in the sense it was just like, doesn't really give a shit who she upsets, but at the same time she's doing it for her purpose. Where does that come from for you?
So we don't have anybody. We have no family. We have no network. It's just me. And I spent 20, no, nearly 30 years in a relationship with a man that I thought was the love of my life that turned out not to like me so much.
Mm-hmm.
So I played by the rules. I was a good wife, a good mother, a good friend. And it turns out these people didn't love the version I was presenting.
Mm-hmm.
Learning about, I'm undiagnosed ADHD. My son is ADHD autistic. And the older I've got, I've gone, right, I spent all this life being I thought, the perfect version for them. And it got me literally nowhere. I stood 41 years old with a van of furniture, 2 teenagers and boxes of animals going, oh, I have to start again. And from someone who'd been with someone from 16, I'd never done that.
Mm.
I spent 6 months having a bit of a pity party and then went, do you know what? I got to 2022. We just moved into this house and I went, oh, screw it. Whereas playing by the rules got me, I'm just going to throw myself at life, be myself. And if you don't like me, I don't give a monk because there's nobody around. There's
Yeah.
nobody to rein me in. When I was quitting my job a few weeks ago, I had to ring my friends. Somebody taught me down. Somebody taught me down. Nobody did. They all was like, do it. But I don't have a partner. I'm all by myself. It's just us boys. And so if I don't show it for myself, life's going to pass me by really quickly. And I'll just be sitting here wishing, wanting, and waiting and hoping for someone to do my life with. And that involves friends, family, partner. That's the whole thing. And so I've got to kind of love myself enough that if somebody does show up, they're like, I'm coming with you, not waiting for me to follow them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And the thing is, I think like what you just said there is like loving yourself,
Mm.
because it sounds like, and I'm, tell me to fuck off, but it sounds like you were in an early relationship when you were younger. Bloody hell, I went a bit Peter Crone then, didn't I? It sounds
There,
like,
it sounds
but it
like.
sounds like you were in that early relationship as, you became a mother, you were doing everything that you thought was best for you and
Mm-hmm.
your family, and you were
Play by
doing
the
everything to
rules.
support them, even playing by the rules, but playing by what society has kind of like led us to
Yeah.
believe we should do. And in the process, which is one thing I absolutely love, and we all do this, and I was a massive, I was a massive, person that fell into this trap.
People
But
pleaser.
I was doing it all for my wife and my daughter,
Mm.
and I was burning the candle at both ends. And then at the end, I went, oh my God. And that was at the moment for me where I turned around to my wife and went, I can't fucking do this anymore. And
What's the
she
point?
thought it was divorce. No, I was like, I don't want a divorce. I'm like married to my best friend. But I realized is actually, I wasn't happy. And it was that
And I
midst of that
was. That was the
finding.
sad thing. In my
Yeah.
relationship, I was happy and it wasn't perfect, but I was happy. But there was a veil of untruth to it.
Yeah.
And that was a really hard pill to, which I'm still dealing with that now. He's a complete stranger to me, which being my best friend for 30 years, it's like, wow,
Yeah.
from 16 to 41 and then a little bit after, we were in each other's lives and now you're gone.
Yeah.
And so I was a version of him and I was always a little bit edited. I was worried what people think of me, if I was too loud, too noisy, too much. And loving somebody completely wasn't enough. So you get the version of me that is my version now, that is imperfect, messy, chaotic,
Yeah.
full of lunacy and bright ideas, loves passionately, loves my best friends deeply, adores my idiot children completely. But if I wasn't loved enough being the right person for I thought the right person, all I've got is me now.
And a vomiting cat.
And several. I think they're allergic to the biscuits.
Oh,
It's been so
how many
much
cats
fun.
do you have?
Uh, 4 right now. We did have 7 at one point and a tiny chihuahua.
Oh, wow. And I did see a video of yours. I think
The
it was
dog,
on,
yeah. Didn't
yeah,
ask for that. Wasn't my dog. Didn't want that dog. That was my 19, again, the chaos. My 19-year-old son last July the 4th came into my room and went, I'd like a chihuahua. And I went, no, absolutely bloody not.
no,
And we'd
no.
lost our old dog last year and she was the love of my life. She was my emotional support animal, was my Coco. She got me through some very dark times. And Leo's like, no, I want a chihuahua. I was like, fuck yourself. No, mate, we're not having a dog. So he then rings his brother. Now, these two fight like the men from the Muppets. So generally, there will be discourse even if they're on the same team. And I was like, brilliant. Leo will bring Cole in. Cole will argue the toss for the sake of disagreement. It'll be over. And Leo went, I want a chihuahua. And Cole went, oh, I'd like a Pomeranian. I went, both of you get fucked.
Oh
We're
my
not having
God.
a dog.
Yeah.
And then they started looking. And 4 hours later, we owned a tiny chihuahua Pomeranian called Goober.
I mean, I'm not a
Yeah,
massive little dog fan.
he's very
But when we lost one of our dogs 4 years ago, um, honestly, I will go on record. losing a dog is worse than any human that has ever left my life.
Yeah, it
I've
was
lost
heartbreaking.
humans in the sense of moving them out of my boundaries. I've lost
Hmm.
humans who have passed away, but dogs, they give you unconditional love,
Yeah.
honestly.
Losing Coco
So
was worse
we,
than, I think, the end of my marriage. And in fact, Leo's taking the dog to university. And I'm like, I think this is harder than losing you. Like, are we
yeah,
going to share custody? Oh, we are now. We're going
yeah,
to half and half. But I was like, I felt more a certain way about the dog going than my eldest son.
amazing. I mean, just because you walk through the door, the dog's like, yes.
And he's so little and wiggly, and he's a real like dog human, loves people, absolutely loves, very led by adoration and affection. He's like, love me, I'm down here. So he's
Yeah.
currently upstairs in bed with the teenagers having a little snooze. But
Well,
yeah,
I wanted the last puppy that we had. So we have 3 spaniels now, but I wanted to replace my boy. I have 2 girls. I wanted to replace my boy, so I wanted the stocky spaniel that's like, he's like half the size of all of my other dogs. He was the runt of the litter. My wife pretty much was like, "Oh my god, I thought he was dead when he came out." She was like, it was close
close.
to dog CPR at one point. Like,
Oh,
it wasn't. And he's the tiniest little. He's lovable, absolutely lovable, but he's not the dog that I originally
yeah, they
didn't
never are.
sign up
They're
for.
like children. You don't
Mm,
get what you think you're gonna get. You'll get what the universe decides. And I have a very small, very chaotic chihuahua, which adds to the chaos of my life because I didn't want another dog.
I love that. I love that. So when you talk about because you talk about being in, is it your chaos era that you talk about being in right now? Chaos era.
Yes.
So, like, what does that mean to you then? Like, being in your chaos era?
So this kind of came about after my mini nervy bee at the end of last year, where, like I said, I was bedbound, I wasn't well, and I was like, and I say this without hyperbole, and this is a trigger warning. I got to the point I was like, do I want to see this year out intentionally? If you know what I'm saying. I was like, okay, this is bad and dark. And if I'm going to, like I'd been before, but this was the worst one, I'm going to pick myself up. I need to have a focus here. And again, this was whole going off the rails, doing it for the plot, intentionally being single, going after my business. And I kind of made myself, I want to say, like a manifesto, not
Hmm.
knowing what it meant back in December. And I made that video I sent to you. And I was like, I'm just going to date and have fun and travel more and go on experiences and say yes to everything and see where it lands. And what has happened as a result of that has been wild. So the more I say yes, the more things keep happening. And I feel like I'd left myself a time capsule for 2026 going, and that's what's going to happen. So, yeah, so I will say yes to opportunities like this. I will agree to meet clients that I would have met before I quit my job. I walked out on my only source of income,
Hmm.
which was very scary when you're feeding a house full of hungry giant boys. And I was like, I'm not overthinking it. I used to be someone, like I said, who massively overthought being right, saying the right thing, doing the right thing, showing up on social media the right way. And I went, doesn't serve me. And the evolution of the virtual bestie has been the last few years. And I got to this year and was like, we're going full chaos. We're just going to say yes. And we're going to not overthink things because chronic overthinker. And we're just going to see where it goes. So then I had a t-shirt made to remind
Nice.
myself what I was doing. But it's led into opportunities and business and experience and income and putting myself in rooms that I probably wouldn't have put myself into 6 months. Even dating new people, going out. And I got added, I'll tell you a story. So there's a Facebook group called Facebook Friends Dating and Banter. Have you heard of it?
No, I mean, I've been married for
It's what? It's
19
it's for
years.
banter and chatting. It's just
Yeah.
like friends, but you can date through it. I had the most random one last night where somebody tagged me in a reasonably looking good guy picture, and there was like, "These your type." I was like, "Oh, cool." Had a few chats with him. The next thing, his football friends have invited me into the group chat to vet me.
Wow.
Genuinely, I saw in my spam, I was like, hello. So I opened it, and I don't open most of my spam because I have hundreds of dumpster fire messages from men who think this is either OnlyFans or Swing Hub.
Yeah.
And they have no idea how to talk to women, which is petrifying. And I need that initial, if you're going to chat to me, if we're going to even get talking, I need there to be chemistry and banter. And these guys had added me to their Saturday football Facebook chat to say, hey, we like the look of you. Don't scroll up and see what we read. I did. It was all complimentary, but they were like, get her in here. So I spent 40 minutes talking to these complete bunch of strangers.
Do you know what's weird? Is that like, I can't work out if that's ridiculously creepy or fucking...
They were hilarious.
Or is
and
that
it could have gone either
looking
way.
after each other? Like, yeah. I don't know.
It could have gone either way. And then the other friends are coming in and going, what's happening? I'm like, I think I'm being trafficked. I'm not entirely sure what's happening.
I love the fact that you actually went, yeah, I'll chat to them.
But they were like, are you coming to watch us play football? I'm like, screw it, where am I going? They live in Scunthorpe. But a year ago, I'd have gone, oh no. And I was like, oh, this seems like a lull. Why not? So hilarious group of chat with these guys. Now I'm talking to this guy. I don't know if it'll go anywhere, but it was the modern day equivalent of my friend likes you.
I actually forgot. Do you know what? Did you ever used to watch Lee Evans?
I used to love, so much.
Yeah. So sad when he gave up comedy, but he used to say that if I was ever had to date now, I wouldn't know what to do. I'd have to give a girl a dead leg and run across the playground because it's been that long.
Well, I haven't done it.
Was that a big adaptation for you?
So I'd never dated. So met my husband at 16. So going out from 41, we kind of broke up and then we got back just to see how much of a car crash it was. Yeah. It was second time round. So it was 2024. I was completely single forever and I'd never dated, never done apps, never gone on dates.
Wow.
Never really, as a grown up, I was 16. I wasn't really an ad, even at 18. I didn't even live my 20s where I had a few silly love affairs. Nothing. Within 16, engaged at 17, married at 24, first son at 26, second son at 29. So this has all been a completely new experience dating. And so then you get the whole cougar thing. And I'm like, oh, why? It's it's not my fault.
Yeah.
I did say to these guys yesterday, I'm going to be really candid. He said, so what happened? What makes you a cougar? I was like, look, it's not my fault. My husband had a tragic accident, fell into a barmaid. It can't be helped. It was a tragedy for everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm still figuring it out. But being single in your 40s is wild. For the first time, it's a learn. It feel like it's that scene from Friends when Phoebe goes to Monica, you're wondering if it's been so long since you have sex. You're wondering if they've changed
it.
Yeah, that's where I am. That's my life. Just trying to meet people. And it's been a complete car crash.
Most important question then, who's your favourite Friends character and who would you replace in Friends if you could be them?
Oh God, I'm not good enough to play any of them. I always loved Rachel's story. I thought Rachel's story was wonderful. Phoebe was probably my favourite. But if we're talking about the McDonald's characters, I want the chef Monica and no one will get me her and I'm really sad.
Right, I have a problem. We need to lay the cards on the table. I don't normally do McDonald's. In fact, I actually went on record on a podcast with James O'Keefe a couple of months ago saying, I don't even fucking go to McDonald's. But I boycotted all of the major coffee chains. And my rule was that I'm only allowed a coffee from McDonald's at night if I'm driving home from a gig late at night and I just need that little cheeky 24-hour coffee to pick me up. But we went to this farm park recently on Sunday. And on the way back, I thought, do you know what? We never get McDonald's. I only get McDonald's on the way home. And there was part of me thinking, we got rid of Netflix. My daughter's quite upset about it. Loves watching Friends. So I thought, we've got the Friends thing. They marketed the shit out of me. I went through the drive-through. I said, can I get this? Can I get that? And can I get that? Come out the drive-through, open the bag. And as always, fucking chips are missing or, whatever.
Always.
There's no Friends characters in there.
Oh, I'd have been devastated.
Right. So my wife is now, I park up. We might as well have just fucking gone in McDonald's anyway. Goes into McDonald's. Oh, you needed to state you wanted the Friends meal. Well, it says it all over there, everywhere. Oh, no, you just ordered a normal meal. Okay, well, can we have the characters? Yeah, but I'd have to refund you, and it's an extra £3 per meal. I was like, that's not a lead magnet.
No. Although saying that, people are selling them on Vinted for 20, 30 quid. So.
Are they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Genuinely, I saw one and it was actually been chewed by a dog and it was still 40.
That sounds like the next level of like people selling feet pictures. It's like buy my friend's character or my toy that I bought from McDonald's and it's been chewed by my dog.
Yeah, honestly, ridiculous. But yeah, I have Tiny Chandler in the hallway and I'm like,
Tiny Chandler in the
Tiny
hallway.
Chandler. And I was like, I really want more. But I don't want to eat any more McDonald's. And my
No.
sons will live on it if I let them because they have their own teenage boy money. So I will forever see them wandering in, just being out because the oldest one drives and they're just like, got some nuggets. I'm like, yeah, okay then. But then they just get snacks. So I'm like, I don't want to have to go 6 times, but I might be influenced that I have no choice.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's next in the chaos era then?
I am just seeing where the world takes me. So like I said, so I quit my job. I threw myself at the walls. I've partnered with my friend in store marketing and I'm going after my silly little dreams. With my social selling business, I was awarded a thing called a legacy circle this week. So I'm on the website, which is well exciting.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm on the hunt to try and earn 2 trips this year. I really want to upscale our business. I want to grow my social media.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a good little following. Like I love, and I've got such a passionate group of friends on there that even if I don't know them in real life, like we're mates. But again, living in a small town, you get this, are you still doing your little videos? Do you know such and such? They've got 1 million followers and you've got what? 19,000? I'm like, yeah, have you ever seen 19,000 people? That's a lot. Like when I started my new social selling business, my friend said to me, and she meant it with love, are you just going to sell it to your little friends on the internet? I went, you do realize I have 55,000 followers across 3 platforms. That's not bad. Like,
Do you know what I find really funny as well is the fact that I had this with my business when I had my photography business. I'd have people go, "Oh, you still taking pictures?" I'm like,
my son does that. Yeah, we get that a lot. My son has a camera.
yeah, like, but do you know what I mean? It's like it gets played down because they don't understand it. But then again, that's where it's interesting, isn't it? Because that's where they're reflecting on what they believe of what you
My
are is true.
favorite one was, oh, so you do TikTok? Yeah. Do you make any money from it? Yeah, a little bit. Oh, my son has a TikTok. He's 10.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's
Your
very
son's the
under.
one that I make sure doesn't follow now because like when you get there, I'm glad about TikTok because they've now set that barrier. So if they're under 18, they can't follow you. But that is like the scary part of the social world for me. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, it's a weird one. And I think I like the fact that we know more about giving the children the agency to decide because 10 years ago we didn't. And as much as I love that content that exists, they don't participate now. And that's absolutely their choice. But they now like the content that's out. But now I'm kind of like, if I knew then what I knew now, I wouldn't have put their faces on. I wouldn't have incorporated. But I used to enter competitions. If you Google Britain's Luckiest Mum, I'm on the front page of Google.
really.
And a lot of, yeah. I was on Come Dine With Me as well.
I saw that, and I actually watched your video of your questions of things that people think about Come Dine With Me.
Yeah.
I'd never. Hopefully it's not your episode. I've never liked Come Dine With Me.
I don't
But
like
you know
it
what?
anymore.
But do you know what I love? I
I'm
love
going to
that
say
one.
the voiceover.
I love Dinner Date.
Dinner Date, I've never seen that.
Oh, I love it. I don't know what's wrong with me. And I also love the one where the girls or the guys go shopping for the date that they've never met before and they have to buy the outfits.
See, I don't watch a lot of TV and I watch even less so after doing that. And in fact, I won a competition years ago, met the cast of Made in Chelsea from impersonating them on Vine. Do you remember Vine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I won a competition on Vine to meet the cast of Made in Chelsea. And
Who did you meet?
Jamie Lang, Louise Thompson,
Yep.
Louise's brother, about half a dozen of them.
So I photographed Louise and Andy when they were
She's
together, surfing in Newquay, and then they were filming near where I live, and I photographed them on set at some point as well. And I was reading through Jamie's book, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I think he's in the background of one of the photos I photographed. I'm like, random. I love how random the world is.
I took the piss out of it was this really hilarious scene where they were at this really formal dinner party, and one girl goes, "Oh my God, why are you up in my grill?" And I did a Vine on it and won a competition. But when I went to meet Louise, because they PR'd me around all the cast, and Louise went, "You look so familiar. Have we met?" I was like, "Well, unlikely. I'm from Lincolnshire and you're from Chelsea." And my friend went, "Do you want to come dine with me?" And Louise went, "That's it."
Oh
And
my
she
God.
done Celebrity Come Dine as well. So we had this blast. She was an absolute babe to talk to. But yeah, so even meeting the cast of a show that I used to enjoy, kind of like when she was telling me about when her and Spencer broke up and how she knew she was getting dumped, I was like, I feel for you in my whole chest, mate. Like,
Wow.
no, she was like, and I knew they wouldn't tell me, but I knew because when you go to that damn bridge, that's something dramatic. But yeah, so I can't watch, I don't tend to watch reality TV. I only watch stuff when I'm working, and I tend to have YouTube on mostly now
So the
because
only
it's no
time I
fun to watch
watch
TV
stuff
on your
like
own.
that is like in the morning, because I journal in the morning, and I'm a massive hater of anything like the news or anything like that. So I
Same.
normally find like an E4 or a Channel 4 plus 25 or whatever it is,
You
and
will
then I'll
find
just
my
be sitting
episode
there
at some point.
and I'll have finished my journaling, and I'm like sitting there like my eggs have gone, my coffee's gone, and I'm like that. I'm like,
Daring.
what am I doing?
Yeah, no, I don't tend to watch it. It's on all the time. My Come Down episode, like there's no escaping it. It's on about every 3 months, some more 4.
Oh, is
And
it?
it's been 10, 11 years. Like I've aged up as well. I joke I'm getting like the sun. I'm getting slightly hotter and spinning more chaotically out of control as the years pass. I look younger now. But yeah,
So
you can't get rid of it.
what's the secret to getting hotter and then spinning more chaotically out of
Skincare,
control?
supplements, Botox, and trauma.
Oh, wow.
So it's a 4-step process. It's really important.
Love that.
It's a true
I
story.
love
Good
that. I love that.
skincare, take your collagen, drink your water, get Botox, and laugh your way through the shit that you've been through.
I don't know if I could do Botox, but these are like, I mean, I'm a surfer, so like this, I just think it's like, it looks like the ocean when I do that.
Yeah, so I used to have a line here that was there all the time. And so I just had that taken away now. Honestly, big fan of Botox, love it. I'm a big fan of any surgery. So I've had massive plastic surgery a couple of years ago. And I had big boobs and a mummy tummy, and I had that all whipped off. And so I'm like, do you know what? We are lucky enough to live in a world where you can do things like that. And so it's very polarizing because I think that social media makes people believe they should look a certain way. I'm like, but if you want to look a certain way, why would you spend your entire human life looking in a mirror, just picking at something and it driving you mad? Like, do it for you. Don't do it because society says so. Don't do it because that makes your life. You know, you're not going to walk in the mirror and go, ugh, every time.
Yeah.
And people do. The most
Yeah.
wonderful, beautiful, bright, charismatic, smart people look in the mirror and pick at themselves. And
Yeah.
I'm like, if you have the option for 200 quid, for 800 quid, for a few grand, eh, power to you.
It's that comes back to that whole thing as well. It's like, if it doesn't hurt anyone else and it makes you
Yeah.
happy,
And
then,
I
you know,
talked about it a lot on socials, why I'd had my breasts removed because they were humongous. I had 800 grams removed from each one.
wow, that's
Yeah.
like a bag of sugar. That's such a little
It's
old
a,
lady thing to say, isn't
it's
it?
3 bags of sugar, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Huge. And I didn't do it because everyone, and the amount of men were like, oh, but they was like, I was like, but they hurt. They were giving me backache and my shoulders ached, and people did judge me top half first. And
Yeah.
it wasn't because society said, or it was because that was a choice I'd always wanted. And I was given the opportunity to get it done. And I was like, do it.
Why
And
not?
I believe that we live in a world where you have these choices. With this little block that you have in your hand, you have the world at your fingertips. Why would you not research and learn and understand and make decisions for yourself that are available to you instead of living your life going, oh, I can't, or I shouldn't, or it's not for me, or that's not in my, not in my future. I took myself to Vegas last year, Andy, for my 45th birthday, all by myself.
Nice.
Flew myself to Las
Wow.
Vegas, had a lovely little time. And met people going, oh, I could never do that. I'm like, I mean, you literally can. You book a flight and you just go to the airport.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's not hard. But people choose to make these decisions themselves on the premise that they ring fence their allowance. They're like, I'm not allowed. I couldn't possibly. And I'm like, you could. You just
Yeah.
got to book it and
I
do it
think so many
anyway.
people are preparing spend their life preparing for retirement.
Yeah,
And in the
absolutely.
meantime, forget that. I mean, I've lost a few friends over the last few years that are in their, like, midlife, and they would love probably nothing more to have probably not been preparing for their retirement, and I think that's the thing, and it's like, live now, right?
You don't go through, you don't sit in your deathbed and go, "Oh, I'm so pleased I didn't make a toe out of line. I'm so pleased I didn't annoy anybody. I'm so pleased I stayed safe." Nobody. If you look at studies, people on their deathbed wish they'd taken more chances, wish they'd done more. So why would you go through life, especially when you get to late 40s, like I'm 46 in a few weeks, like, God willing, I've got twice as much left, and I get the blessing to be able to have that next 46. I don't have to get older and learn. I've got my shit together now. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get double again, knowing exactly who I am and where I'm going and what I want to do. And I think that's such a blessing. The amount of people are kind of writing their own existence off for a lot
yeah,
of the time, what other people might think. And it's
yeah.
just so sad because I've had friends, I've lost friends. I've lost friends who've lost children. And you're like, we get one of these. And why would you pretend like this is a dry run? Why would you pretend like this is the practice attempt? Because you get one of them. And if you're not waking up going in the morning going, woohoo, and some days are hard and they're crap still, that's fine. But to go, actually, I like who I am. I like what I'm saying. I like the energy I put out in the world. I love the people around me. And I like the goals I've set myself. And whether I fall flat on my ass or otherwise, I'm trying my hardest. Because also as a mother, how can you tell your kids go out, try harder, try new things, experience new things, be in the world, but not me. I can't do that. Doesn't make
No,
sense.
I wrote a song probably 25 years ago, and the lyrics were, "This is no rehearsal of life. There will be no other day."
Exactly. And the amount of people I've been speaking to for 10 years on social media that are like, oh, I wish I could be like you. In fact, I did a video, I put it up of my first, when I joined social selling, shy little filtered, no eyebrow me, 35 years old, didn't have a clue. And I was like, you think you can't do what I do? Cool, babe, me neither. Here is me, my very first video. And people are like, oh my God. I was like, I didn't just open a gift wrap box of confidence one day. I had to pick at it and learn it. And I had to make a decision to want to be better, to read books and to listen to podcasts and to listen to people who've been where I want to go and tell me how to get there. And my biggest advice to people is if you want to go somewhere, don't listen to someone who hasn't been there tell you it's not possible.
I love that. I love that. Katie, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you. How can people connect with you and find out more about? I feel like your world should just be Katie's world because it like feels amazing.
Everyone's just living it. So I'm over on Instagram, Katy Spence IG, and TikTok is just Katy Spence. That's my best one. You can go to my website, just katyspence.com as well. I have all the things, all the things. ADHD, you have to have all the platforms: LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads.
Do you know
It's,
what?
it's
Before we finish, I should just point out one thing. I have spoken to a lot of people on the podcast in the last few months, and I've had friends who have been diagnosed with ADHD. I've got a friend of mine who is like, fully neurodivergent, works with neurodivergent people. I have come to the conclusion recently, and I've said this before, we need to stop fucking testing for our ADHD and start testing those other people because we need to work out what's wrong with the normal people.
what's wrong with the normals? Yeah. Like my favorite thing about learning about my brain, and it came from me having my son diagnosed, going, oh, I get it. Right. That's my favorite thing is to now just diagnose my friends and go, do you have ADHD? Because I think we all have. I think we've all got it. Because I find that we all magnetize together and people who are neurodivergent. My key marker for neurotypical people is adults who'd say they're bored. If you're an adult who'll say you'll get bored, you're a neurotypical. Neurodivergent people never get, because we will
No.
learn something new.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I quite often say I'm a little bit like a firework. Someone lights me up, and I have no idea where that's going.
Honestly, like the amount of things that I learned how I taught myself to do a AI porn last year. Didn't do anything with it. I just thought it'd be fun to try.
A what? Sorry.
AI porn star, AI models, this whole
Wow.
evolution. Do you know who Aitana is on Instagram? Aitana
No.
Fit. Go and look at her. She's not real. She's the first AI influencer. She's Spanish. It's
Wow.
wild. But there's a whole market of young men who sell men these way through AI to make not for work AI models. And so, like, for literally no reason, I taught myself. Yeah, I was like, this feels like something I could learn. Didn't do anything with it. I've literally written a book about side hustles. I give me a PDF and I'm like, off she goes.
I love that. I love that. Katy, you're an absolute superstar.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you.
I don't think you should send me your AI porn. That'd be fine.
No, it's fine. I can send you the safer work. I'm very proud of her. She's said to my friends, look, she's gorgeous. They're like, oh, no, I will.
And that wraps up today's
Yeah, and you know what the
episode
crazy thing is as well, is when you like, you look at what you create on the external, but what you create on the internal is what made you who you are, right?
Make sure you
Yeah,
like and
exactly.
subscribe. It helps other listeners find the show. Also, go and check out the show notes to learn more about my incredible guests. Until next time, make sure you chase your dreams without limitations.